The mom energy is on 1,000 today.
Just trying to look out for your hips and your asshole, and you're fucking.
Don't look at my hips and my asshole.
I'm not looking at it. I'm trying to look out for.
Look at her asshole.
Wow, don't make that face.
It's a beautiful asshole,
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I don't know. I don't even look at my own asshole.
Does it?
How would one look at their asshole?
You can bend over in the mirror.
Don't women have those little hand mirrors that like they do
Yeah.
makeup in? They're
You
like,
can just squat over
Only
a
with
mirror.
fan mirrors. Only.
or it's like it's like one of those like like it's like some Indiana Jones shit or like ancient like Egyptian pyramid shit where like you walk into a room and you just like adjust one mirror and it reflects off all the other mirrors and it lights up the room.
It's just a butthole.
But yeah, it's just that one mirror reflects off of everything, but it just aimed directly into your asshole. Like
Right.
So after it lights up the room, the only thing the mirror's showing is your asshole.
The key to the tomb was my butthole all along.
Yeah.
We are here for a full episode and of Everyone Sucks Here, and we are your hosts, Sam, Sushie, and AJ.
Hey.
Hi, what's up?
If you guys listened all the way to the end of the last minisode, I left a little cliffhanger there. There was something I was going to say, and you know what? I forgot.
Perfect.
And
Fucking job.
even though it's been like 10 minutes since we recorded the
Good
minisode
job.
till now.
Don't ruin the magic. We do every episode the day they come out.
Oh yeah, you're right. We do them all.
Yeah.
Right now.
They're live, actually. Every time you listen to it, it's live.
It's Wednesday and it's live and we're here. And
Hey, Steve.
Yeah.
Every day.
How's the kids?
Yeah.
What's up, Kyle?
Yeah. They're live. They're
guys
here.
doing?
We're actually interviewing these people. They don't send us stories. We just find them and they bring them onto the show. They come into our studio.
What up, Bonnie?
It's a whole
That's how
process.
it works.
Yeah, and Bonnie's over there in the corner.
Hi,
Duh.
Sarah.
Yeah, he's just over there.
We're watching a movie in Discord right now. It's all happening right now.
Yeah, everything is live. But if it does, if I remember what it was, then it'll come back to me and I'll fucking shout it out to the rooftops.
But you know what? Speaking of people who do have stories, Sushie was going to tell us about her stew.
Yeah, Sushie,
Okay.
what's the stew?
So I mentioned having stories that I couldn't remember in the last minisode, and then I had to go stir my stew, and then I remembered. So it's not much of a story as more of a statement.
Okay.
So I get my produce delivered from Misfits Produce, so they just send you a box of produce, right?
Okay.
And I don't know if I guess it's fresher or it's just not like in the same circulation as grocery store produce and things like that. And I had celery in my fridge and I was about to make stew with it. So I'm taking all the produce out of my fridge, the carrots, onions, blah, 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 getting ready to start chopping them up. And I'm pulling stalks off the celery. And there was a tiny baby slug on my celery. And I was simultaneously like, but also burn it with fire in the same the same moment. Like I'm full of like a very confusing feeling. It was like kind of cute, but also I wanted to die inside. So that's my stew story, and I remembered because I had to go and check on it.
But what did you do with it? Did you free him?
So
did you?
Did you pour a little salt on it?
I didn't. I threw that particular stalk out and then I just scrubbed the rest of them, and we're going to just pretend that it wasn't all over the rest of it. And that's the world I have to live in.
And I'm going to pretend you're eating slug stew.
Eating slugs
That's gross.
So
It was a little tiny baby slug, and it had the little ear things or the antenna,
antennas?
whatever the fuck they're called.
yeah,
ears.
their eyes.
He had ears.
Their eyes. Yeah.
I don't know what they are.
So that makes me question now. This is a question to posit to everybody, all the listeners, whatever you're listening to us on. What is the grossest or most unfortunate thing that you've accidentally eaten or maybe potentially eaten? I want to know. I want to know, like, has there ever been? Because I can give you a quick little story of when I was a kid. I went to McDonald's with my family, and then we went over to my stepbrother's soccer game. and I left my milkshake sitting on a rock, and I ran around playing whatever. And when I came back, I took a drink of my vanilla milkshake, and I felt something moving in my fucking mouth, and I spit it out, and on the rock was a fucking bee. It had gone down into the straw, and I sucked that asshole up. And luckily, it did not sting me, but I had a bee in my fucking mouth. So I almost ate a bee.
Story.
So now I'm curious if anybody has stories about like maybe potentially eating a bug or something gross, or oops, your fucking whatever fell on the floor and you ate it and realized there was fucking like a whole piece of coal on it. Whatever the fuck, tell us. Send at contact@everyonesuckshere.com.
I definitely want to hear your weird food stories, but I have a bee story that you bring that up.
Let's hear the bee story.
Where I work, there's an outside bar in the summertime, and we sell frozen rosé out of like a Slurpee machine. So it's constantly dripping, right?
Odd.
So it's like a frozen drink. You pull the handle and it comes out like a Slurpee, right?
Okay.
So it's constantly dripping out of the nozzle, and there's bees around all the time. It's very annoying and slightly dangerous, but they would be like, because it's a very sugary syrup drink, and they would constantly be drinking this alcoholic drink, and their little butts would be pink. And they'd be drunk. They're like drunk driving bees. And I would just watch them with fascination, them waddling around, like completely bombed.
So, would you say they were buzzed?
Oh my!
They were
fucking
buzzed.
God.
They were drunk flying.
I'm sorry about that.
Last
And it
little
was always funny. It was funny every single time.
Last little bee story I have is when one flew up my fucking shorts when I was wearing. I was wearing swim trunks one time, and a fucking bee flew up my leg, and I had to carefully like waddle to the fucking bathroom and like go into a stall and like try to carefully remove my shorts to get this fucking bee out.
Why does weird shit happen to you in bathroom stalls all the time?
Oh my God, it's true.
I don't know. It does always happen though.
The first time I ever got stung by a bee, I did a cartwheel into a trash can. I got stung.
Was that like a stress cartwheel, like stress gymnastics?
No, I was
so stressed.
I was just
a cartwheel.
I can't remember. I must have been like 7 or 8, and I did a cartwheel into a trash can, and there happened to be a bee's nest like on the side of it.
What?
And I got stung, and it
Oh my
sucked.
God.
So send us not only your weird food stories, if you have bee stories, send those to us. But, hit us up on Twitter, ESH Podcast, or drop us a line on the email.
So
Or slug stories, whatever.
So speaking of the like fucking weird food thing, like I've learned that like I'm just gonna say it. I can't eat anything off the couch.
What? Why? Why would you eat?
Okay, so
for the couch?
example. So you're eating popcorn, right? And you have one that kind of like falls a little bit, and maybe it hits your shirt, maybe it falls slightly onto the couch a little bit. And you're like, oh, that's fine. I'll just pop that sucker in my mouth, right? Yeah. I can't do that here because both dogs get on the couch and everything that touches the couch is full of hair. And I still, after an entire year, have not learned not to put shit off the couch into my mouth.
I think it's fair.
I just have to throw that shit into
Whereas
their
AJ
mouth.
only eats his meals off the couch.
I prepare my meal on the couch. I like to, get a nice filet mignon and put it on there, and just I like the couch dust really sink into the meat. It's like
I can't be the only one that eats like a little bit of popcorn off the couch. Come on now.
Yeah.
Right. I think it was popcorn.
It was probably popcorn.
It was
It's always
something.
popcorn.
It was
A
something.
Cheeto.
So, who wants to start us off this week with with our asshole stories or potential asshole stories?
Sam never goes first.
I always go first.
No, you don't.
Lies and slander.
You go last.
Okay, well, I'll go first then. Okay. Am I the asshole for not telling my girlfriend her parents were not monogamous?
I read the title of this one yesterday, but I didn't actually read it. So I'm glad you picked it because I almost did.
Okay. So about a year ago, my car started giving me problems, and my girlfriend's dad offered to fix it for me. One day, I decided to go take up the offer and went to drop the car off at her parents' house. I got there and went inside to leave the keys and bumped into a half-naked woman in the kitchen. Long story short, her dad chased after me and explained what happened and how my girlfriend's mother and him had been separated for a while and finally back together, but in an open relationship. I sort of believed him, but he got my girlfriend's mother to call me about it. It was rather awkward finding out about this, and they asked me not to tell my girlfriend because they didn't want her younger sisters finding out yet, so I kept it to myself. It's their personal relationship. I had no business discussing it. Well, now they've seemingly told her, or she found out, and she's really upset over it. I chose to fess up now that she knew, and yeah, don't know what I was expecting, but she lost her shit. She says she can't trust me now because I kept this, and the whole secrets rant came out. I don't know, getting a lot of different opinions in what I should have done. So, am I the asshole?
So while I can maybe see her being upset about like knowing something that she didn't know, at the same time, it's not her fucking business. It's nobody's business besides theirs. Like, I'm sorry if that weirds you out. Like, I mean, it weirds me out, but like, it's also not my fucking business. It's not my relationship. So who fucking cares? Are they hurting anybody? No. Like, they're doing their own thing. They're allowed to have their own lives. Like.
Yeah.
And if they don't want their fucking daughter to know about it, and it's not like they told him and were like, oh, he accidentally found out.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. So I'm like back and forth on this one only because I feel like
we got a potential midnight happening right now. Okay.
Bork. She's so cute.
Wow. Who are you protecting us from? No one. What are you gonna do about it? Nothing.
Nothing. She's angry.
Not a damn thing.
She's angry and she wants you to know.
She's angry and she wants some couch popcorn.
Of course.
Okay. So I'm back and forth on this one only because I feel like it's one of those things where I could be like, look, Dad, I can't just keep something from my significant other, right? Because at that point, you're kind of lying, you know? It's like, what is it? It's not actively lying.
The truth?
Yeah, you're withholding the truth, right? Like something happened and you know something and you're actively not telling your significant other, right? So I'm kind of like, it sucks because he should have been like, look, I get it, but I'm going to give you like a week or two and then you're going to have to fucking say something, you know? Even if it's your mother and I separated and now we're working things out. You don't have to go through the whole fucking spiel, you know? But, you know, I think it is kind of shitty that he went back and he just did not say a damn thing, you know? Like, but at the same time, this is why I'm going back and forth. It's like, it isn't his business. It's not the daughter's business, you know, what they do. But at the same time, like, he accidentally found out about it. So now, like, he knows about it. So now it's not necessarily his business, but he's involved, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he has been accidentally put into this situation.
Right.
So I'm kind of back and forth.
I'm back and forth. Maybe just everyone should know the information just so there isn't like a weird elephant in the room.
So I will say, once she found out, honestly, he probably could have just kept his mouth shut and not said like, "Oh, I already knew about this."
Unless the parents came out and were like, "Well,
yeah, true." I mean,
Jay walked in and totally saw us.
Yeah, it's, I mean, honestly, there's no. I don't think there's any assholes in this here. Like, I would say, like it's no assholes here. You know, like there's nobody.
There's no assholes here.
Yeah, I don't think the girlfriend's an asshole for being upset. I think she's fucking having a reaction and fucking, you know, just because you get upset about something and react in the moment doesn't necessarily mean you were an asshole. Like,
yeah, I guess I see your point. Because, I mean, if I was the girlfriend, I might be a little upset to know that my boyfriend saw it and didn't say anything to me.
Right.
You know, like, I think I would be a little upset.
I'm not gonna lie. If I saw it, I'd probably say something. I'd probably be like, "Oh yeah, no, that's cool. I'm not gonna say anything." And then be like, "Hey, just so you know, they told me not to say anything." Because
I'm not gonna lie, I'd be the same way.
Yeah, like, because it's
we're cool. This is Gucci, but I'm gonna say something.
Yeah, because it's just one of those things where like I would probably, I might say like, "Hey, you know, I'm probably gonna pass that down the line." You know, like. hey, you know, I saw this. They told me not to say anything. I said I would, but listen, I can't keep this shit from you. It's too fucking weird. It's not on me, you know, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm just letting
I didn't sign up for this.
Exactly. I mean, exactly. It shouldn't be his responsibility to fucking to have to keep that or withhold that. So that's how I probably would have approached it. And, you know, and obviously I would have approached her in a way that's like, you know, not just like, guess what? Your dad's boning some other woman. But, you know, like, hey, just so you know, some shit happened. Here's this information. And then I'm getting it off myself. I'm pushing that plate away from me because I want nothing to do with it. Like, that's their whole issue there. But I don't think there's an asshole here, though. So.
No, it's just an awkward situation.
Yeah, I think it's an awkward situation that I would agree. There's really no asshole. Like, it's not an asshole situation. It's just a really awkward one.
Yeah.
It's just super awkward.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate and awkward.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I got a good little short one here.
Okay.
This is
short little asshole?
Yeah, short little asshole. So this is, am I the asshole for taking harmless random pic on my sister's phone and upload it on her Insta story?
Yes.
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 No. So it says, so we were messing around and she asked me to take a picture of her using her Instagram camera. And I thought, yeah, let's pull a harmless prank. Which, have you noticed that every single time on Reddit, whenever there's like a harmless prank, it's never harmless to the people that they're pranking?
Yeah.
Like, for a prank to be harmless, both parties have to find it funny. Just so you know.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But,
Not just one person.
Yeah. Because her account wasn't even famous and just has some basic 500 followers or so, which, by the way,
that's a lot of people.
Still a lot of people. 500
still
people.
A lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
It's a decent amount of people.
So I just take a zoomed in picture of her right foot using sandal for detail and upload it just as a random gag. And the result was she freaked out because her account was supposed to always upload, quote, aesthetic pictures only. Am I the asshole here? And
yeah, especially if it's someone that's trying to do something with their account and they have like an idea of what the content should be. Yeah, you are an asshole.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's that. They already have like they're trying to streamline their account in a certain way.
Right.
But also, you took a picture of a fucking woman's foot and put it on the internet. Do you not realize what the internet is?
This is a young person. This is a young person. I can already tell.
It has to be a young person because like the writing is terrible and like you can tell by the writing that it's young. But like you don't fucking take a picture of some woman's feet and put it on the fucking internet. Like
not for free.
Yeah,
not for free.
Not without their fucking
not in this economy.
Yeah.
We're charging big bucks for that.
Check back later for Sushie's foot peel.
Oh yeah, we're still working on it.
Still working on it.
So my thing is, regardless if it was, a foot, no matter what the picture was, like you posted something to my account that I didn't approve of, and while something like stories kind of isn't a big deal, it is in the long run because it's something that's up there. For people who don't know, on Instagram stories, you take a picture and it's up on your account for 24 hours. Kind of like Snapchat, it disappears, right? But it's still up for 24 hours and people can see it. Mm-hmm. You uploaded something to her account without her consent that she didn't see, regardless of intent or anything like that. And I would be fucking pissed. I would be really upset. I'd be really upset. This isn't just a prank. Now, if you two do this often, you know what I mean? Like, then I can see maybe it being funny for the two of you. But I would be fucking pissed because, most people who have more than 100 followers on Instagram, they have an idea of what they want their account to be and what they do with the account. And because of the algorithm on Instagram, shit like this can really kind of fuck up an account.
Yeah.
It really can. Like, as harmless as it seems to you, it can fuck up an account. You can lose followers because you'll be like scrolling through, and if I see somebody's fucking foot, I'm gonna be like, all right, well,
hell no.
Yeah. Gotta get out of here now, Especially something like that. So even people will unfollow you if you do a fucking ad, So
people are very particular about what they want to take, like what they want to absorb in their fucking day-to-day life. We all have a fucking minimum amount of time. We all have things like that we don't want to see, you know, like if a video or something doesn't catch me within the fucking first 10 seconds, I'm usually out. So like, it's very easy to be like, well, why would I bother wasting my time when this is something I could just get rid of?
Yeah.
Now, there is an edit because, you know, obviously everybody here called this person an asshole, and they said, edit, thank you for telling me. I feel better now and reflect on this mistake and already apologize to her. Okay. Which is like, you know, that's a good edit. That obviously, I do think this is a kid.
Yeah, I think it's someone who's young.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, like, you know, obviously they understood, you know, this isn't fucking good because everybody was like, this is, you know, it's not your feed. You breach your trust, you know, like everything
this isn't Facebook where you go, haha, LOL, somebody got hacked. Like, like this isn't.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
You know, like that shit. One, seeing that is just annoying. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, okay, cool. You left your shit logged in. Like, why are you on somebody's phone? Why are you on somebody's other fucking like computer? You know, like this is basically the same thing.
Yeah.
LOL, you've been hacked.
Only annoying people do shit like that.
Bruh, who gives a shit? You know, like.
Well.
All right, take us to your asshole, Sushi.
Oh my God, asshole. Is it an asshole? Are you guys ready?
Yep.
Take it to the asshole bridge.
Take it to the bridge.
Take it to the asshole bridge.
Oh my God. Am I the asshole for telling my dad his family disgusts me?
For telling my dad that his family disgusts me?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure I heard that right. Okay.
Oh, yeah, you heard that correct.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. Recently, I was talking to my mom about how long my aunts and uncles on my dad's side have been in relationships. They're long relationships. The shortest has been 20 years, your parents, and the longest is almost 40 years, your oldest sister, his oldest sister.
Oh, okay.
I made a joke that being with someone so long must force you to look like them because all my dad's siblings and their partners look surprisingly similar.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I never noticed it when I was younger, but a few years ago when I was 13, I'm 18 now, I noticed how similar they all looked and asked my dad about it. And he said that it was a funny coincidence. Like, you know, when like pets look like their owners.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. Oh, no.
I made the joke. I'm sorry. I made the joke and my mom looked at me for a minute before going, they look so much alike because they're all related. Oh my God, you should see Sam. She is deceased. My dad's siblings are in relationships with their cousins.
Of course they are.
Either first or second. And to make it worse, it's cousins they were raised with that they've known all their lives. So they know that they're related. My dad is one of 7. He is the only one who didn't have kids with a cousin. I'm upset. Shortly after my mom told me his dad came into the room, I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Shortly after my mom told me this, Dad came into the room. He said hello, and I asked him if it was true all his siblings were related to their partners. He was clearly caught off guard and just responded, "You weren't supposed to know that." Without really thinking about it, I just responded that I wish I didn't know his family were so disgusting. He got angry at that and said, I'm disgusted with every single one of my 40 plus cousins on his side were products of incest, and that it's disgusting his family apparently condones incest. He left the room, and Mom told me that I was being harsh on my dad's family because it's been a long time since these relationships were started, and that who my aunt and uncles have a relationship with shouldn't impact my opinion of them.
No,
I think it's disgusting.
No, that's not how that works. We are in the fucking 21st century right now. We know. We do not just condone
Man,
some
I'm not gonna lie though. I'm kind of feeling bad for the dad. Because it feels like he knows and he's ashamed of it, and that's why he didn't want his kids to know.
Oh, for sure. Mom wants me to apologize to my dad for saying his family is disgusting, but I don't want to apologize because I think it really is disgusting. So, am I the asshole? Edit. There's 2 edits.
Okay.
adding this because another commenter suggested I should. I think I'm so freaked out because both my parents have always told us that incest was extremely wrong. Like, my dad has cut off one of his friends because he slept with his cousin. So at this point, it's really ingrained that incest equals extremely wrong in my mind.
Are they from West Virginia?
Commented somewhere in the thread. I know, it's like, what? Edit 2. It seems like a lot of the comments think I'm going around telling all my relatives I think they're disgusting, but I'm not. The amount of I'm sorry, the grammar is a little off. The amount of called them disgusting is maybe 5-minute conversation I had with my dad where I initially found out about all the incest. I don't plan on repeatedly bringing this up in the future. Okay, so they only talked about it in that one conversation and they dropped it, but they're still like really grossed out.
So
they were voted not the asshole.
Well, of course, because, incest. But
right.
I feel bad for this dad because it really does sound like he tried to keep this, which I can't knock him for trying to keep it because it's kind of like, it's one of those.
And bringing up like incest is bad because obviously he was trying to.
He obviously actively was saying, hey, we're not, this is wrong. Don't do this, which. It's kind of funny because, like, I didn't grow up in a situation where my mother had to constantly say, incest is bad. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, just know.
I mean, it's kind of biologically ingrained into our DNA to not be attracted to our fucking, relatives.
Right.
And if that's not there, there's usually something that's amiss. You're missing something.
If it's like a small town or whatever, I can not understand, but I can kind of excuse maybe one or two of them. But all of them? What the fuck is that about?
So what I'm curious about is it like a fucking flowers in the attic kind of fucking situation?
Yeah.
Where like they weren't introduced to other people, socially. Is that what happened? Because they do mention that the longest relationship is literally 40 years. You know, so it kind of makes me wonder.
Incest, does the length of the relationship mean that it's okay? Like, I don't.
Well, that's not what I meant. I meant in the sense of like 40 years ago. Like
I hate to
were
break
they
it to
socially
you,
not like?
But 40 years ago, it was only 1980.
I understand that,
and I just mean like we should be so far past this in 1980.
Okay. But my point is during, that time period, it really depends on where this is. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because I've watched too many fucking documentaries.
I don't. Yeah,
I've watched too many documentaries. I'm playing devil's advocate because I've watched too many documentaries.
Do you really want to play devil's advocate with incest?
Well, it's not.
Of all things. Do you want to be the girl from Georgia playing devil's advocate with incest? That's the hill you want to die on? Like, you want to be known for it. Granted, there was what was the one documentary you were watching? There's that guy. It wasn't really a documentary. It's the YouTube guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Is this dude went to some very small town and it's like the #1 hotspot for incest only because this one area is just not like. They don't go out into the world. Like, they don't go out and meet other people. So these like two families just keep breeding with each other. That's what I'm saying. Like,
so for me, the most empathy I can give towards incest is I feel bad for the children who are the product of incest. They often are the ones that get made fun of the most because a lot of times they're born with a deformity or, learning disability or something is wrong with them. But they're the ones that are the true fucking victims.
Yeah.
When people are willingly fucking doing this shit, I can't empathize with the people who are willingly doing it. Fucking leave your goddamn town if there's nobody there to fuck beside your cousin, Like, it's one of those things where it's like, you're just damaging your children. You're willingly having children that are. It would be like how is it any different than going? Oh well, like she smoked the whole pregnancy. Like you're still doing something that is willingly bad to a child. So like,
unless they don't know it's wrong.
With it is that they're clearly hiding it, so they're ashamed that they know it's wrong.
Yeah, that too.
But they're still doing it.
Yeah, that's a big thing too. If they're hiding it, they know. Like.
Right, so, like it's frowned upon.
Well,
in society.
At least the dad knows. This dad knows because he's the only
the whole
one
family
in the
has to be hiding it because they only just found out.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So they're, the cousins and the aunts and uncles, they're not being, they're not like, oh yeah, that's my second cousin
I
from
wonder
down
if
the
the
street.
kids know. I wonder if the kids know. Like
Probably not.
like their children. I don't know.
And that's the thing is that's who I feel bad for is all those kids.
during this world of ancestry.com and shit.
Why did it take this person so long to figure it out? Because if you go to like Christmas or Thanksgiving or a family reunion, isn't it like, okay, Aunt Sue and Uncle Bob, like, don't you like know where everyone came from? And then you're like, wait, that's the cousin. Like, can't you put that shit together on your own?
Not really, because like when you think about like when you're a kid, right? Like I remember like going to like Christmas and like Thanksgiving and stuff, and I had like my aunt and my uncle, and I didn't really think about which one of them is actually related to me. Like there was my aunt and my uncle.
Maybe.
Like it wasn't until I got older that I like was like, oh, my aunt is my dad's sister, or something like that. Like, my Uncle Bill married her.
I knew who was really related to me, and I know who married him.
Yeah.
But like I guess it's just different for each person.
Yeah.
Like eventually I learned that, but I just never like as a kid that wasn't a thing I even thought about. It's just these are he's my uncle and he is my family, so that's all I knew. I wasn't like, oh, he married into the family, like it's just. I guess it just depends on each person.
What type of family you have.
Yeah. Or like
because that may not be relevant information.
Or really your curiosity too. Like how much you like. I mean, obviously that just shows that I was apparently a stupid kid and didn't realize this, and Sushie was curious and did. So like,
from your stories, we already know that.
Wow. All right, cartweel into a fucking trash can,
if I were in the same position, if there was like a family reunion and it's just the same people from Thanksgiving, and at the family reunion, I'd be like, wait a damn minute.
Yeah. God.
How do we all know each other?
God.
They're all cousins. It's disgusting.
So, do we say who? Is anybody an asshole here again? I don't think this person's an asshole, but I mean, I can't say I wouldn't be like, what the fuck, and say like the same shit. Like, that's disgusting.
really, the asshole part here is this person the asshole for literally looking at her father and saying, "Your family disgusts me." Like that's really all in all. That's what it came down to.
And then he hits her with that. Okay. They're your family too.
You're also related to cousin fuckers. So,
God.
I think no. Especially since they grew up learning from their parents that incest is bad, so they're just regurgitating what they were taught.
I definitely think they need to sit down and have a conversation. I do. If they,
what are you gonna talk about?
But I'm saying like,
all y'all need to get divorces.
No. I mean her and her father.
Oh, okay.
Like need to sit down and have a conversation, like because it does sound like.
If he is ashamed, then he needs to tell her that too.
Yes, yes. And I'm sure, like, actually hearing the words, like, your family is disgusting, is hurtful, even though you know what they're doing is wrong. It's kind of like having a cousin who fucking robs banks and murders people, but, you don't really hear it until you hear your cousin is a terrible fucking human being. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think the act of her saying it is what hurt them most. So I would really hope that they would have just a conversation to fix that.
Is that one of those things like, you don't get to say that, I get to say that?
Yeah. Maybe,
That's my sister. Yeah. She is disgusting, but she's my sister.
Yeah. So
I just wonder how small this fucking town is. Why do you all have to fuck each other?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Leave the town. Hell, leave whatever town you're growing up in anyway. Make that a life lesson. If you grew up in a town, leave it. There's more to the world to go see than that.
Just go to a different small town so you don't fuck your cousin.
Yeah, fuck someone else's cousin, but not your own.
Like, just fuck someone else's cousin, just not your own.
So I don't think they're really an asshole. I think they might have had a snap judgment, but I do think they need to have a conversation with their dad.
Yeah. I'll say not the asshole. I really do think it was a spur of the moment, like, oh my fucking God, realization, and then just like spurting out some words. But I really, really do hope that they get to talk to their dad and maybe like fix that. And then maybe not go to any more family reunions.
So
definitely don't try to hook up with anyone at that family reunion.
Yeah.
Don't be like, that guy, super cute.
Oh, God. The family reunion is the fucking OK Cupid of West Virginia.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Giving a whole new term to Bumble.
Oh.
So before we go to these relationships, let's see what kind of misconnections we can get some real, people meeting in these misconnections.
Okay.
So I went to Nashville.
Ooh.
And I'm not gonna lie, I got this really quickly. Normally I do a little bit more research on these. This was like
Do we really want to go to Nashville?
No, I don't. I've been to Tennessee enough. I don't need to go there again. But like, we hit record and oh shit, I got to find something. So I found something real quick and I picked this based entirely off the title, like I usually do. It's just title of it's just toes.
Oh no!
But with a smiley face.
No.
Smiley face.
No more feet stuff.
And that's like I said, I picked this super fast. Like we were recording and I brought it up and just saw it. I was like, there we go. So it says,
okay.
Hey there. I'd love to show off my toes for you. Have other things for sale as well. Email me. Can't wait to hear from you lovelies.
No, I think they should email us because Sam and I are trying to start a business.
Yeah.
Well, there's also, okay, but this went a different way than I thought. Normally when you see toes with a smiley face, you think like, I saw this girl and I saw her toes and I want to fucking fuck her toes. Not like I'm the one with the toes and I want to show you my toes. Like how often do people like want to like show off their own toes?
Listen, she's a toe dom, okay? She knows that her feet are like the reigning queen feet and she needs to profit off of them.
She got that Tonely fans. Mm-hmm. So.
It is a Tonely fans.
What have you got for us, Sam?
So I'm back in Portland.
Can't stop, won't stop.
All right, this is Jogging Buddy at Cook Park.
I don't like this because I know where this is at.
Really?
I was jogging Friday afternoon on the path between Cook Park and Towleton Park. We passed each other and locked eyes rather intensely. It almost caused me to turn around. I'm in my 30s, white male, blue eyes, was wearing a blue and light gray shirt and light gray jogging pants. You were a female. Tell me what you were wearing, and perhaps we can meet up and be jogging buddies.
That's it. Just you.
You
female.
Any female.
Any females that were jogging and completely ignoring all men while you were working out on this fucking jogging path, contact this guy.
I have a feeling that this is just fishing for any type of reaction.
Oh, yeah.
And whatever the answer is, it's going to be like, yup, it was you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Tell me what you were wearing.
Yeah. It's just. Woman, respond to me, please.
Wouldn't it be?
I love the idea of we locked eyes rather intensely because it makes me think of like some bullshit like Wild West thing. Like they get that little sheen in their eye and like fucking they're about to do a fucking duel.
Yeah. My thing is like if I'm jogging and I lock eyes with you intensely, it's because I think you're jogging weird and you freaked me out and I'm trying to make sure you're not going to come at me with a knife.
I'm making a note to run away.
Yes, I think. Do I need to pick up my tempo?
Do I need to bring a pistol with me? What's going on? I feel like when this person is jogging, he just stares at every woman.
Uh-huh. Oh, he does. He does.
Every single one. So they all fit the description.
Where are you taking us to, Sushi?
I brought us to Roswell, New Mexico.
Cool.
It's an alien.
Because I wanted to find some weird shit, and I did.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. Tell me.
Thank God. Okay, mine's called Sensitive Insights. This is misleading because it's not really a misconnection. It's just a funny post. But it was in misconnections, but I was like, yoinks. I'm a gifted sensitive. I've been aware of my abilities since the age of 6. I've worked as a nurse for many years. I was recently been moved to embrace and share my God-given gifts. I'm a native of Lubbock, which is like maybe a city or a town, which gives me a unique understanding of the psychic and or any insights into the needs here. I have very specific gifts. However, I'm highly capable of blind reads. If you're in need of insight, please contact me. So my question for you two is, do you believe in psychics or aliens or spooky dooky stuff?
So, I think aliens are kind of a definite, just because of the whole,
Just the law of averages.
Yeah, the universe is way too big, so aliens are definitely
too big to say that there aren't aliens.
Yeah,
that's arrogant.
Exactly. So I 100% think that's a real thing. Now, I have had some weird interactions. I remember about 4 or 5 years ago at a convention, I was standing at a light with some friends, and like one of my friends, like they had a group of friends that walked up and knew them, and there was some girl in the group who I'm pretty sure she was a little drunk or stoned or something. I don't know, but she was very like, I can see people's auras and shit like that, right? And she told me that I had like a strong aura or something, and it was either like she said like my aura was either like I can't remember. She either said like yellow or brown. I don't know which like.
Those are very different.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was, and I was like, okay, thanks. I'm gonna walk across the street now. But like that interaction.
Did you ever look up and find out what that meant?
I never looked it up because I just didn't give a shit.
Okay, fair. Fair.
Sam over here grabbing her phone, like, what
does brown aura mean?
Brown aura mean? Yeah, I think it was yellow. I think it was like a strong yellow aura or something.
Strong yellow. I've been told by 2 different strangers on the street that I have a purple and red aura, but I never looked it up because again, I could be either.
And that's just it. I think I might be
2 different people told me that.
I might be misremembering the color too. It could have been green. It could be yellow. I don't remember. It's a couple of years.
You're colorblind, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter to me. But like. It was the fact that, like, I guess I would be less, like, weird about it if the people who were, it's always like somebody presents it in a really weird way. Or a really weird, intrusive way.
It's weird. It's like, hold on, I saw you from across a football field. I just have to tell you, your aura is blue.
Yeah, and it's always like it's very intrusive. Like, it's not just like a normal conversation. Yeah. They look you dead in the fucking eye. It's like life or death. Like, hold on, I just have to tell you. Yeah, like, cool. Like, can we just have a normal fucking conversation? Like, what is this? So,
do you believe in anything psychic related, Sam?
So I think it's fun to like, like look into like astrology and stuff. And I think it's fun to do like tarot cards. Like at one time I did like, I was teaching myself like how to read tarot cards because I think it's fun. Yeah. I've always wanted to go to like a psychic and just experience it. But do I necessarily like hardcore believe in it? No. Same. I think it's fun, but I don't think I would ever. So my psychic story is absolutely ridiculous. Like, so, I used to work at a fucking sign place, right? And this dude came in and we used to work closely with these people who were psychics. That was their job. The mother and the wife were psychics, and they did palm readings, they did whatever. And the dude comes in and he has his long ass fucking list of fucking phone detail, a phone bill. It was a phone bill, right? A cell phone bill. Mm-hmm. He asked me to scan it in and get rid of this one number because apparently he had been calling this other woman. And he didn't want his psychic wife to know.
What? But wouldn't she just know because she's psychic?
You would think.
Exactly. And I did it because, I was getting paid. And this motherfucker tipped me. He tipped me.
Wow.
He tipped me on top of the amount he paid for. He tipped me. And the whole time I kept going, but your mom and your wife are psychic.
Yeah.
If I do this, they're gonna know.
They're gonna know. Somebody's gonna find out. Even if she's not psychic, she's gonna find out.
I wouldn't say I believe in psychics. Or I think it's fun also, but I have one personal story. Mm-hmm. But again, even though it was personal, I wouldn't say I believe in psychics. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to call it. So, a million years ago, I used to work for Lush, and I was a manager. And there was this one employee that I hired against better judgment and whatever. And she was calling. She just was like sort of problematic. So I'm at my, I think I was at an ex-boyfriend's apartment or whatever, sleeping, like just normal shit. And I'm having a dream that I am looking over the cash wrap area. And there's a sales associate there that works there. Like a real fucking person, and I'm watching her pick up the phone, and she's like, "Thanks for calling Lush Upper West Side. This is whatever the fuck. How can I help you?" And I'm watching this whole conversation, and I can hear the conversation, and it's the woman that I shouldn't have hired on the phone with the girl saying like, "Oh, it's not going to work out. I'm quitting. Whatever. Blah blah blah." And so she's like, "Oh, drag. Or is there anything that we could have done, or what you normally say when someone is quitting over the phone, which is weird." So whatever. She hangs up the phone. she calls me up. So I have my cell phone, like my cell phone's ringing, and I'm like looking at my phone, and I'm like, I pick up the phone. I'm like, what? And she's like, oh, I just wanted to call and tell you that I just got off the phone with, let's make up a name.
What's her name?
Jillian. I don't know. Just make up a name. I just got off the phone with Jillian, and she just called to let me know that she quit and she doesn't want to work for Lush anymore. And I was like, I know, I was there. And she was like, what are you talking about? It just happened. And I was like, I just saw it. Like, why? Because I was like half asleep. Like I woke up from the phone call. So I didn't really know. I wasn't awake enough to like know what I was saying yet. But all I know is that I swear to God, I saw the conversation go down.
I was on the astral plane, Deborah. I saw what you were doing, okay?
So with my own eyes. So take it or leave it. That's my story.
You know what? I have that happen a lot, and a lot of the times, I always put it up to deja vu, like that feeling of deja vu. But I have had a lot of times where something that I have dreamed about has like felt like it came true, whether it was reality like coming true, I don't know, but definitely felt like it was in that moment. I've dreamed this, like this has already happened in a dream I've had. So I definitely know that feeling.
Yeah. I remember even vividly like seeing like the way she stands, because this was someone that I knew and I worked with quite frequently. So I could like even see like how she picked up the phone, how she stood, like all of her mannerisms. It was very weird.
That's so crazy.
It's kind of similar to like deja vu a little bit, like that weird.
It kind of felt like that.
Which like I get deja vu like not frequently, but like enough that like it kind of weirds me out, and I never know what to think about it, because like I know that like supposedly what deja vu is like there's something about like what you're seeing and versus what your brain is like putting into like the memory cells that like are making it into a memory. It's like basically like it's almost like a computer, like it slows down and it's writing it incorrectly or whatever. So you're seeing it and your brain's processing it as a memory at that fucking exact moment. So you're like, I've already done this. I remember this, and this. And it's something
like
about
a glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah, it's like basically a small little glitch of like the way that you like are storing memories, and it's something like when that happens, that supposedly,
right.
But like there are certain instances, I guess, where it's like you're sometimes just like, God, I know I've done this, but like I think it fascinates me regardless.
It's so hard to I've read up on it too. It's so hard to research deja vu because it's not something you can recreate. It's like it just happens, right? So it's hard to like catch it in the moment.
Even describe it.
Yeah. It's hard to catch it. It's hard to record it, because it has to like
you can't do a study on something that happens like once a year. Like maybe. Like,
it's so hard to research.
You can't do
it's
like a case study on deja vu. It's true.
That's why I find it so fascinating.
What triggers it?
Yeah, I do find it fascinating though, and I do think like I kind of lean more towards that. Maybe it is just like the memory cells getting written like at the same time as you're processing the information or whatever. But like
that makes sense.
Like,
that makes sense.
But it's like I don't know. I find it fascinating. Like all this stuff. Like I still think like the psychics and space and weird shit, magic, whatever. I find it all interesting. Even if I don't fucking buy into it, I like reading about it and researching it or whatever. I don't think there's any harm in like looking into it, but yeah, I'm not a believer in fucking like the auras and all that.
Yeah. Like I said, I find the like astrology stuff fun. I think it's fun to look it up and stuff, but I don't necessarily like live my life by it.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, let's.
God bless Roswell, New Mexico. Never fails.
So who wants to start us off with the relationships? Mine is I feel like mine's a good like ender. Like it's not heavy. It's just a fun little discussion.
I went first last time.
So Sushie,
I'll go. Okay. Boyfriend never takes a day off. I don't know what to do.
Oh, no.
My boyfriend has always been a boxing fanatic and loves everything about the sport. We've been together for 2 years now. In the total 3 years that I've known him, I've never seen him take a day off. It's having a huge strain on me and our relationship. We barely meet during the week. The only time I see him is if I go over to his parents' house, and he's always in his garage working out. He has his phone off 9 out of 10 times, so it doesn't distract him. He doesn't go out with me on dates. We barely talk. And I feel like if I stop making the effort, then he would go years without talking to me. He sees watching TV shows, series, movies, relaxing as a waste of time and says weird stuff like, I'll have plenty of time to rest in the grave.
Oh, God.
When I first met him, he was the exact same, but he's funny and I really liked him and I still do like him. He told me how he wants to marry me and asked if I share the same feelings for him. He told me how if I wanted to be with him, that I'd have to be patient and play the long game as he's only in it for marriage.
Oh.
I agreed, thinking this was just a phase and he'd soon change. Boy, was I wrong. He's obsessed with this idea that someone out there is chasing him. Someone out there has the same goals and dreams as him and is working harder than him and is outworking him. That someone out there is doing more than him when I'm certain that's not even possible, like he does 16 hours a day. I tried convincing him that this thinking mindset isn't rational and it's unhealthy, but he's convinced. He says stuff like, there's so many billions of people out there and the chances of someone with the same goals and dreams and the chances of them working out for him are huge. I feel like we're in two complete different worlds, that he's in a world of his own. My friends are saying how it's creepy that he never leaves his garage besides to go out for a run in the morning and evening, and I should move on and find someone better and more compatible. I don't want to leave, but I can't live with this currently. TLDR, my boyfriend is obsessed with training and never takes a day off, claiming that there's someone out there that's outworking him. It's been like this for 2 years now. I don't know what to do. And the comments are real interesting.
So I have a, honestly, I'm kind of leaning more towards like, maybe I misinterpreted it, but I'm kind of leaning more towards the boyfriend side in this, only because this isn't like a long relationship where like suddenly he started doing this. He's done this for the entire time, right? He's always been this way, right? So, and he basically said like, this is who I am, this is whatever, and this is what he wants. So unfortunately, what he wants doesn't align with what you want, but like, I guess I'm just kind of surprised. Like, I'm like, why is she surprised that he's this way when she's known him this way the whole time?
So she's known him for the past 2 years? Like, that's when they met? It's 2 years ago?
Yeah, she's known him for 3 years. They've been together for 2.
But he's only been doing this for 2 years. She's known him for 3 years. He's always done this.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. If he's always done this, for her to be like, why won't he change? Well, because...
Okay, so then this is my experiment, right? She literally said, I'm pretty sure that, like, if I didn't put in the effort, that he would probably not even do anything, right? So then that's what you do. For a week, you don't text him, you don't call, you don't beg him for a fucking attention, you don't do anything. Yeah. See how many times he reaches out to you, and if it's none, then you know you need to move on.
Yeah, I honestly think they're in two different mindsets of what this relationship is.
I do too.
Like, and that's why I'm not really faulting him, because again, like, you can't come into like somebody.
He's just a weirdo.
Yeah, exactly. He's being fucking. It's weird, but like you can't really come in and be like, well, why won't he change everything he's doing because I want him to? Well, because he doesn't fucking want to, and now that's unfortunate for you. But is he doing anything that's really
change when they don't want to?
Yeah, and is he really doing anything that's all that bad? No, he's just fucking working out and being a weirdo. But like, it's not like this came out of nowhere. Like, you two were dating solid for fucking 2 years, and then he started doing this. Like, he's always done this. So
the problematic part for me is the part where he does acknowledge that he wants to get married, he wants to have relationships and stuff, but this dude doesn't know how to balance that. Yeah. So whether that's with you or someone else, he's going to have to learn it the hard way that he can't go hard 24/7 on this one fucking thing and just expect everything to fall around him. But that doesn't mean that you have to be the teacher.
Correct. And I with the mindset of like, oh, if he's trying to be like a professional boxer or something like that. Again, like, there is that whole thing of some people at a certain point in their life, they like their focus is their career and where they want to get in that career.
And that's fine, yeah.
And if that's his focus, that's fine. But like Sam said, if he's trying to have it all and he's not balancing it, it's not going to fucking work. You got to pick one or the other. Either you're going for this fucking career or you want a relationship. But I do think like what this girl could do is like what Sam said, just fucking Don't shower this dude in attention. Make him fucking come to you a little bit. And if he doesn't, then you know the relationship's not what you thought it was.
It's not working out. It's not a relationship if it's one-sided.
It sounds very
Exactly.
It sounds very one-sided. And
this one comment was interesting.
Okay.
What's his job? And I'd repeat to him what he said to you, that if he's in it for marriage, you have to put in the work to make a relationship marriage worthy. But truthfully, you can't change someone. You either have to accept it or leave. I'm sorry about that in this sense. He has to fall flat in his face before he realizes his way of life is mentally unhealthy, which I guess is it's not if he's into it. It's mentally unhealthy for her.
Right.
But she responded, he was working at a coffee store, but quit shortly after because he said it was a distraction and was slowing him down. He doesn't work right now, just lives off his parents. He always tells me how everything is going to be different once his boxing career takes off.
That's rough because when it comes to any type of sport like that, that's also a lot of luck.
yeah,
It's also a lot of luck.
it is.
So that's really rough. If that's not something that she can see herself like waiting on, because that does take a lot of commitment to be with someone who their dream, their specific dream is something that is involving a lot of luck.
Yeah.
You know, that takes a personality too. And it doesn't sound like she is patient enough for that, for any of that. So I honestly think they should just break up because they're incompatible.
This is what she wants. It's not what he wants. He doesn't care either. It is what he wants. He just wants someone when he's available.
Yes, that's it.
They want different things, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it just means
That's rough.
they shouldn't be putting themselves, or really, she shouldn't be putting herself through it. So, yeah, I mean, that's not really that bad. But it looks like I feel like I'm looking at Sam's title, and I feel like we're gonna sink down for a minute. But
Ooh,
It's fine.
okay.
it's fine.
Okay, so yeah. My 30 male partner, 30 female, is extremely upset at me because I hit her.
And you see, I'm going for this boxing career, so I just figured I'd test it out on her.
Weird.
Okay, so I want to preface this by saying I know the title's extremely clickbaity, but there's context here.
Okay.
Okay. I wanted to ask about how I should proceed with next steps here, as I'm finding myself in a huge values conflict.
Oh, I thought that was you saying that. That was actually written in this.
Yeah.
Clickbaity. I thought that was just Sam saying that. Like,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay, so continuing. My partner has a running joke where she tries to poke my anus through clothes because she finds it funny when I'm not paying attention and how I react to it.
Okay, I shouldn't laugh. I
wish you could see AJ's face. So y'all still mad? Y'all still mad
losing
about
it
the
right
title?
now. It's not funny. It's not funny.
Okay. But see, it's fine because it's an asshole, right? We're all about assholes here on this
It's true.
podcast. Okay.
We really are really into assholes.
Okay,
It's true.
so for the sake of the thread and my personal reasons, I will refer to the anus as butt, and none of this will be about my butt cheeks.
Oh.
So for the sake of everything, when he says butt in this, he's talking about his booty hole. Okay.
Booty hole.
So
That's a lot better because the word anus is kind of gross anyway.
it is, right? Okay. All right. So this running joke has been going on for a while. And while I admit that it sometimes makes me uncomfortable, I have become flexible about it. I can't get through it.
I love a flexible asshole, honestly.
All right, so I've become flexible about it and asked her just not to do it when I'm doing something sensitive, such as me bending over to pick something up, me trying to reach for something behind a couch, etc. And sometimes, even if I ask her not to do it, she goes ahead and does it.
So I practiced my boxing career on her.
Right.
Okay, so 2 days ago, I asked her to help me with putting some stuff on my... I asked her to help me put some stuff on top of my ceiling height closet. I was stepping on a stool and had to get up and down every time to get another thing and put it up. I have an injured knee, so this was becoming a bit painful, so I asked her for help so she could pass me the boxes I wanted to put up top. The stool I was on was meant for sitting only and not standing on. Every stool.
Yeah.
Right. Just those stools.
Yeah. So, I am not tall by any means, at 5'8", but I was standing on a 40-inch plastic stool. She passed me a box, and while I was reaching for the top part of the closet, she poked my butt.
Did you fall?
I got incredibly startled and almost slipped and got mad because I could have fallen and told her to cut it out and to just stop helping if she was going to be joking like that. She stopped and continued helping for a while. Yesterday, I asked her to help again, and she jokingly asked if she could poke my butt, and I said no.
What's wrong with this girl?
I told her...
And by that I mean Sam, because cannot get through this.
I told her I was scared of falling off and hurting myself when we are so close to moving to our new home. She laughed it off and said she wouldn't do it. I got on the stool again and she passed me a box. And while I was reaching up, she said, "Oh, your shorts slipped down a bit when you got on the stool. Let me fix them for you." But then I felt her hand getting close to my butt, and I swatted what I thought was her hand with my one free hand. But what I actually swatted was her face, and I hit her eye very hard. I immediately got down, and as she started yelling in pain, and I started to ask if she was okay, if she could see with that eye, and to let me see it. I have a medical background. I told her to go rinse really quickly. When she came back, she was extremely pissed at me and wanted me to apologize. I'll be honest with you, I didn't want to. While I understand I hurt her, the fact I explained to her the day before how I was upset that her little joke could have made me fall, and she didn't acknowledge the fear or apologize made me act petty and tell her I didn't think it was fair to apologize when she never did, and that my action was justified because she had not respected my wishes before, so I reacted instinctively. She took this very badly, and now we are, quote, stuck in a point where she asked me if that meant I didn't trust her, and me saying I can't trust someone who does something they said they wouldn't do. So I'm approaching you all now for advice on how to move forward with the situation. Neither of us is budging, and I have to admit, I would feel like she is winning if I have to admit fault through what she expressed should be none of her own. There's an update that I didn't... This is just a new update, so I didn't even know there was an update. So before we read the update...
So I definitely think this is one of those things like, even small little dumb jokes like this, you still have to have some sense of boundaries because like it can be funny.
Consent.
Yeah, it can be funny in the moment or whatever, but sometimes you're just trying to get fucking work done. Like, everything's not always a fucking joke. Even if like you're kind of jokesters or whatever, sometimes you're just trying to get fucking work done. You're standing on a stool, you got a fucking bad knee, you're asking them for fucking help. Like, leave me come on, like, can we just get this done and then we can fucking enjoy life afterwards? Like, but also like the way he defined like hitting her or whatever, like, I mean, it clearly sounds like it was a fucking accident.
Yeah, it was an accident. It was an accident.
I can understand. Well, and that's the thing is, if she does this and he's constantly asked her, "Hey, can you not fucking do this?" and she keeps doing it, I can understand him having that instinctive reaction to swat her away when he feels something because like she can't. I'm sorry, she can't be trusted. Like that's not. That's a real.
This is just about consent, and he said no, he doesn't like it, so that should be the end of it. And she's still doing it. It's not acceptable or funny because she's a woman. If this was a man, we'd all be screaming. Still consent.
No, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. Like it's one of those things. Like if you're both not, like we said before, if you're both not fucking laughing at it,
then it's not a joke anymore.
It's not a joke. Yeah. So like if you're both not laughing, it's not a fucking joke. So I don't think that this dude did anything wrong. Obviously, he feels bad about fucking hitting her in the face, and it wasn't like he tried to aim for her face. He thought it was her hand.
He was reaching behind him. He didn't see her. It wasn't on purpose. That was an accident, and it sucks, but she shouldn't have been doing that, especially since he said, "I don't like it."
It's a very boy who cried wolf scenario. Like, how can you be trusted because you keep doing this, and
you keep doing it?
Now you've literally made me think that you're doing it when you're not doing it. So that's on you, girl. Like, you reap what you sow. Like,
I did want to, before we get to the update, I wanted to, this one person commented, "Are you okay with her touching your butt jokingly?" And they put jokingly in quotations. So when he says, "I mean, jokingly, I get it, just as I would randomly approach her quietly and spook her kind of jokingly. But I wouldn't spook her, say, if she was on the phone or pouring her coffee, if that makes sense." So it seems like in certain situations, they think it's funny. Like, both of them think it's funny. Obviously, poking him in the butthole while he's on a stool doing something very dangerous is not okay. Like, he specifically...
He could fall.
He could fall. I can't even...
Well, and with that too, I mean, he even said like, hey, he asked her, can you not do it when I'm literally like bent over or reaching behind the couch?
Yeah.
She said yes and then did it anyway. So he literally said she's done it anyway when I've asked her not to. She's breaching that fucking trust.
Yeah,
it's interesting that she's into butt stuff.
What's funny too is a lot of people are like, yeah, my fiance and I do this to each other all the time, but we both find it funny. But we would not do it if someone was in such a position that would cause harm, i.e., climbing up a ladder, getting something out of the oven, etc. If someone says stop doing that, I don't like it. You stop doing it, no questions asked. It's not that hard, and I agree. Like once it gets to the point where like one party is like, look. Just stop. That's when you need to full holes bar, like, stop. You need to stop. It just, that's it. There's no more fun. Like, the fun is out, So you can't, like, jokingly get somebody back into it at that point. They've made up their mind. They're done, And that's a boundary that you have to respect.
And honestly, a lot of times, this is just something a lot of people don't seem to really understand about funny things in general, is that it's very easy to wear them out if you do it too much. It's like telling the same joke or whatever, and each time they tell it, you just kind of laugh a little bit less or whatever because that's their one go-to thing. But like, if this is like her go-to funny thing, like if you just do it too much, it's not gonna be as funny anymore. It's just gonna get kind of annoying, and a lot of people don't realize that. Like, you can wear this kind of shit out just
really
because,
quickly.
Just because it's fucking too much. Like. So that's just something that needs to be learned anyway. But what's the update?
Oh, the update. So I guess OP is obviously trolling subreddit came through, and then I can't even read this one. I don't even know what that one is. But anyway, the update. So first of all, I want to take the time to thank these subreddits for the help and resources they provided, as well as everyone else
those are users.
Oh, those are users?
Yeah, that's why it's got the U.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. Okay, yeah, you're right.
So
they're just users.
The username is OP is obviously trolling, by the way.
Okay.
So Sam's not saying this guy's a troll. That's this person saying, I want to thank the user name OP.
Okay, yeah, that's my bad. For the help and resources they provided, as well as everyone else who shared their opinion on what should be done. And with a shocking turn of events, my mother-in-law saw my partner's bruised eye because I scratched her eyelid with my nails as I had just trimmed them when this happened, and asked what the hell had happened. My partner first said he hit me, and my mother-in-law went from 0 to 100. Her other daughters all are in abusive relationships, but then calmed down and asked why. She knows I'm not a physically reactive person, so she was just shocked to hear that I would react like this. She started asking my partner all these questions until she spilled the beans. My mother-in-law is extremely upset at my partner and gave her a good telling about how she earned that injury, and not to answer things so lightly. Give me a detailed description. Don't just tell me he hit me.
I'm sorry. Yeah, don't you ever fucking say some shit like, "Oh, he hit me."
Yeah,
that's like
take my earrings out. Let's go.
Yeah,
like descriptive, please. You were being annoying.
Yeah. Okay. So it says mother-in-law is a previous rape survivor. She was abused by her grandfather, so she took the whole situation very personal and was very passionate about it. Partner and I did sit down and talk after her mom had a very long talk with her. There's a bit of finger pointing, and we uncovered some deeper rooted issues, which we have decided to work on, as there are a lot of things for which the relationship is good and valuable, but we both admit that by suppressing these things and not being honest to ourselves, we are setting ourselves up to let everything out in an uncontrollable way instead of a logical one. So it sounds like, as stupid as this is, it has made them realize that they need to sit down and have some talking.
Yeah, which is good. I mean,
that's good. That's good. It's just.
I mean, again, and I cannot fucking stress enough. Don't fucking just say he hit me. You are gonna get somebody fucking killed saying that shit. If it's like,
yeah,
like, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, God.
What an interesting turn of events, though, from going from like this joking thing to we need to have a sit down and talk about our relationship. Like this real like.
Well, it quickly went into trust issues.
It does, yeah.
So it's it's kind of more proof of like if your relationship has any type of little holes or little, disturbances in it, little things like this will kind of make you realize the bigger picture things, like boundaries,
why did this happen?
and trust, and why do you listen to me but you don't act on it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that they sat down and talked about it. And don't just fucking go around saying, "Oh, he hit me." Okay, well, you can't just say that. Tell me more.
So for mine, I wanted to round this off with something that I thought would be like just some fun little discussion, because like it's a relationships, but really they're actually asking for just like some advice about current day things. So I thought there'd be a fun little thing we could all pitch in with. It says, my wife and I have run out of things to do to keep us occupied during the pandemic. What can we do? Both of them are 23. And it says, my wife and I both work 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Friday, and we are usually exhausted when I come back from home or from the home office. She works from home. We tried everything from cooking, TV, movies, working out, video games, home improvement, decorating, and we have run out of things to do for weeks now. I miss playing video games, but she is not that into playing video games. She loved playing Diablo 3 with me and enjoyed playing World of Warcraft as well, but she quickly got bored of both. We're open to trying other local co-op video games, but right now I have a MacBook and she has a Windows laptop, and we're looking to get a PS5 when that comes out. Other than that, if you have tried anything with your significant other that helped overcome boredom or monotony, please let us know. Thank you. So I think this is something that pretty much everybody can relate to right now, i.e. everybody who's being fucking responsible and actually quarantining and staying inside. Numbers are highest than they've ever been.
Yeah.
But so I thought it was just something like what can people do? Which obviously like they already said, video games. My go-to for a lot of things is always video games. Like we all kind of fall into video games, but they did say like their wife is not as into it. I do think that like there are other like smaller games you could play like on like on like even if like being on like PC and Mac, like just doing little browser games like the that drawing one we did like
the little Pictionary thing that we played.
Yeah, we played like a little Pictionary game with like Sam's community in the Discord like last Friday or something. Because like it doesn't matter what fucking computer you're using, you can just access that on anything. It's a browser game. So, if you have other friends, you guys could, invite your friends, play a little Pictionary thing online. But if you want to get away from like games in general, I think like there's a lot of other hobbies. Now is the time to pick up some weird hobbies.
It really is.
Like,
now is the time to dive into things that you never would have before, honestly.
Right.
Sam's been looking into like maybe like getting like some wood burning or things like that, or like,
sounds weird when you say it.
if you
want to set some stuff on fire.
I feel like now everybody should know what fucking wood burning is, but if you don't, it's literally like burning designs into wood and fucking like making decorative tables. Yeah, it's like making decorative tables and shit like that. But she's not doing it, but it's something like she's looked into doing, or maybe like trying that out, or like there's a lot of other hobbies out there. Maybe you want to like try to pick up learning a musical instrument. Go buy a fucking cheap piano somewhere from fucking Goodwill and just sit down and tinker with it. Like I personally would love to learn how to fucking play piano. Or like
same.
Yeah.
So,
or you could brew beer because you're learning a skill, and then you can drink it and get drunk.
That's true.
A buddy of mine actually does that. He brews his own beer, and that's the thing he got into.
Beer.
Yeah.
There's a ton of things. If we're specifically talking about things that you can do with your significant other,
wrestle.
I would
to the death.
But I would highly suggest, and it might not be something you can do really coming up, which is unfortunate, but go hiking, go outside, like. Yes, we are in a pandemic, but hiking has been nice, especially for us, because we can get out on the trails and we can take the dogs sometimes. And we might run into like one or two people, but that's it. Like, we take like big, huge steps away from everybody. Yeah.
We always have a mask on.
Yeah.
If we see anybody, we put the mask back on. You know, but like, it is a good way to just get the fuck out. Like, like
stretch your legs,
get some exercise, get some sun.
You can,
vitamin D.
Like there's a difference between like quarantining and like quarantining. Like really, it's stay the fuck away from human beings. That's the big thing that we need to all be doing right now, like, so if you're going out in the fucking middle of the wilderness or whatever the fuck, and you're just going for a hike, whatever the fuck, just don't interact with other people. That's what people need to be doing right now. People get this idea, it's like, I cannot leave the house, I cannot do that, which is just as unhealthy. You can get sick doing that, like not getting vitamin D for going out fucking side and getting the sun, and you have to still take care of yourself. So I will say that the places we've gone, just like the small little trails we've seen, like, that's been fun. It's been a new experience.
Oddly enough, you should, like, wouldn't it be nice to get, like, a nice audiobook or, like, listen to a podcast? Everyone sucks here. And just go for a drive, and it doesn't even matter where you go. Just get in the car and drive for an hour.
Just finish the episode for our analytics.
Just get in the car and drive. Like,
and then while you're driving, have the passengers share it afterwards.
Yeah, there
like
you go.
it, retweet it.
Algorithm. I have gotten into, obviously they talked about cooking already, but I've gotten into, like, trying new recipes. I'm more of a creative, so all of my stuff has been, like, creation wise,
Yeah.
So, like, fucking around with, like, clay and painting and, like, doing things with my hands, stuff like that. But now is really a really good time. You could learn a skill together. You could literally, like, start an online skill thing, and, like, learn how to do something together. But like you said, it'd be good to learn something that
practical too.
Yeah, something practical. Like,
Yeah,
get
fun.
a job later on, doing these new
or,
things.
Make some cheese or whatever, and you could do that together, and that's fun.
God, that's a long work day, but 9 to 6. But and I'm sure they're both exhausted. But something really simple that you can do together is nice. Also, with the small games, fucking Minecraft. If you guys, they didn't talk about the Switch, but they're talking about getting a PS5. Like, I'm sure there's going to be little small games that they can play together.
Yeah.
Fucking Untitled Goose Game. Play that.
Oh,
That's
God.
super cute.
Portal. That's family
Portal,
fun.
yeah, Portal would be good, yeah.
That would be really cute to play. And it's something that's very simple, so it's not like, super hard or rough, and she might enjoy it,
Honestly, just because someone has a Mac and a Windows PC doesn't also immediately gate them from being able to play games together.
No.
Like you can. I mean, it's not like it's not difficult, but there's a lot of games do run on Macs, or you can also boot into Windows if you want to. There's other options there if you really care enough to do any of this shit. So,
I think
like,
World of Warcraft is on Mac and PC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, so there's definitely options for playing some games. I'm also kind of more of a creative person. Like, I've been working on, like, video stuff a lot lately. And while I do that, I also like to try to, like, kind of push myself and do new things each time I make a new video. Like, I'll look up a new strategy on how to make something, or I just fucking fiddle with it and figure it out myself. But like, I definitely agree with, find out a hobby and both of you learn it together, because there's something really cool about being a novice at something with somebody else, because like that growth of like togetherness is really fun. Like it's fun, like doing a new thing and like growing with somebody else at the same time. Like,
I know a lot of people are really running into this problem where they're running out of things to do. And I get it, because it's not like, oh, they work all week and then on the weekends they can go shopping at the mall. They can go and do a restaurant for brunch.
Go to the movies.
Do things like that. So it is kind of hard. You have to like really think about what you can and can't do, or what you're willing to do and stuff like that. But there's so much out there. There's so much.
Yeah, it's really one of those things that like, if you think too hard about it, it's almost like it's gonna be like you're gonna make your own block. Of like, what do we do? But like, just fucking literally spin around and point and go, okay, we're gonna fucking learn how to trade video games from fucking buy and sell video games. Who the fuck cares? Like, do whatever. It is something that is interesting. In the comments here, they mentioned that like, she does yoga, and he's saying like, he might try doing that, which is a good thing. Like, work out together. Like.
That's
like,
great.
If she's already doing it, she can show you, like, oh yeah, just follow my lead, do this, like.
Oh, that's a good thing. That's also a good thing that I see a commenter posted is you can do things together, but not do the same thing. Like, you can spend time together, like, with you playing video games and her maybe doing yoga.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing wrong with that. You're still spending time together, but you're each individually doing something you enjoy. Or something you want to learn.
You can read or...
Yeah. Like, maybe she doesn't want to learn how to set shit on fire, but you do. Like, she can do her yoga and you can set shit on fire.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
So, I mean, right now, like, everybody feels this. We're all, like, trying to come up with things to do to keep us entertained, to keep us fucking mentally sane. And it is fucking hard. But, like, also look at the fact that, I mean, you have somebody to do this shit with, too. That's a fucking plus.
Yeah.
Like, having somebody that you can actually do something with, as opposed to just fucking, well, you're just fucking stranded. Like, have fun learning how to climb alone. Like... that's a fucking blessing in its own right. So, I mean, I don't know. Hopefully somebody hears this and they go, oh yeah, there's some weird shit I could try. Like, fucking, I think wood burning is cool. I think it'd be cool to like fucking, like make something out of that. I mean, fuck. Sushi makes soap. Like,
Yeah.
So like,
you could do all different types of things.
Make some resin soap, Sushi.
Yeah. There's literally like, you don't even like the things that you can't even think of all the things that you wouldn't think to do. At no point in my life would I've ever thought about making soap before meeting Sushi. That never crossed my mind because I never
that
thought
you could do that and people do that.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't think that was a thing that people do, but that's a thing people do.
Yeah.
So like, you really don't know what kind of weird little hobbies people can get into until you just do a little bit of research. Like, what are some weird fucking hobbies? Like, how long have you been making soup, Sushi?
Soap.
Soup.
Soup.
How long have you been making soup for? How's that stew going? How's that sludge stew?
I'm pretty good at the ramen noodles. But soap, I've been making soap for about 6 or 7 years now, since like 2012 or 2013.
When you learned about bathing?
Yes.
God.
Yeah. They coincide.
Yeah.
They coincide.
I got to do this myself.
Yeah, I gotta start.
She's a real go-getter.
making
She
my
makes
own
her own
soap.
water. She literally just takes those molecules. She gets 2 hydrogens, 1 oxygen, pieces
That's
them
it.
together.
That's how you do it.
Until she makes it bath.
Hate it here.
So 7 or 8 years, you said, for making. Was it something that you just randomly got inspired by, or just?
Well, so as I said before, I used to work for I don't know if they're gonna listen. So I used to work for Lush, which is a big skincare company, and they make soaps and lotions and stuff like that. So I've been to the factory a bunch of times in Canada, so I saw how they did it, and I already had like the oil knowledge from selling it. And then one day I was kind of bored, and I was like, what if start making soap? And that's pretty much how that's
awesome.
how that happened.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Something that I totally lost it. I was thinking of something that we've done. We strangely got into plants a little bit.
Plants are great. I love little gardens and
Oh yeah, like trying to like propagate like a fucking.
Yeah. So
and it actually takes a lot of skill. It's not that easy.
So at the beginning, well, not roughly at the beginning, but almost at the beginning of the lockdown, we bought 2 little plants. One of them died within the first like 2 weeks. We're not going to talk about that guy.
It was a trainer plant.
But we do have Fred, who's doing pretty good. Well, semi-good. We accidentally got him all stretched out because we didn't know what the fuck we were doing. But now we're learning how to propagate, so maybe we can have little Freds that don't stretch out.
So basically, Fred is a Mexican snowball. That's the type of plant it is. So if you want to like Google image search Mexican snowball.
Is it a succulent?
It's a succulent, yes.
Oh, I thought he was the Black Prince.
So you kept it in too dark and it started stretching.
Actually, he might be the Black Prince.
He's the Black Prince. The Mexican snowball died.
Yeah. So he's a Black Prince. So, but yeah, it's still a succulent. And that's literally what happened is like, so the problem is we're on the bottom floor. We're not, so if we're on the top floor, we can have our fucking windows open all the goddamn time because we're on the bottom floor and assholes always fucking walk by our goddamn windows when they shouldn't be.
And they like look inside, they say hi.
Yes.
Yeah, so we can't have the windows open all that much.
Right.
But so we have it in the kitchen window and it started like growing up and it's got like elongating and elongating. I didn't even know that could happen. I was like, that's what succulents do. So every time it happened, we would like turn it. So like we turn it, because I always heard that like if a plant starts reaching towards the sun, you should turn it to rotate it so it doesn't like bend itself permanently.
That's
that
what
way.
I thought too.
So we would turn it away from the sun so it would instinctively lean back and grow even more. And we kept doing this, and now he's really fucking tall.
He's really tall.
And I feel bad because we have no way of shrinking him back down.
We legit, I was looking it up when I was looking at propagating and what I basically was on Pinterest, and it was here's all the shit that you fucked up on your succulent. And I was like, all right, let me read this. And the first thing was you let him get too leggy. And I looked at the plant and I was like, fuck. And it was literally you're not giving him enough sun if he's gotten really tall. And I was like, oh shit, we were legit every time he was reaching for the sun, we were like, all right, turn around, little motherfucker. And he was like, no.
So we basically need to either. Yeah, and he's alive still, so maybe we'll take a picture and put him on the Instagram, and you guys can see how
we even got him a new pot.
Yeah, we got him in this cute little pot. So
it took us 4 months.
You guys can see Fred on the Instagram at Everyone Sucks Your Podcast. But
Fred and his long legs.
His long-legged Fred. His long legs. So we got to find a plant that doesn't need that much sun, and that's the trick because clearly, if we didn't have fucking nosy ass neighbors that always walked by, we just leave our windows open.
I wish I could figure out a way to get more light to any of them.
Yeah.
Really, what we need is some plants that don't need light.
We just need, we need some.
Yes, we need darkness only plants.
Yeah.
I think spider plants are that way. I don't know. But regardless, clearly, with how much we ramble on about plants, you can see that we've kind of gotten into plants a little bit. So that's the whole point of this is that, you can get into something.
There's so many hobbies that you can have.
So
just keep
many
your
hobbies.
mind busy during
and we've
lockdown.
done them all.
Yeah. It's, just get into some weird shit. A buddy of mine, he has, he's got a wife and kid, and so he has to be extra careful, especially with, he has to pretty much decontaminate whenever he comes home because, he's got a child there, he has to be careful. And so what he started doing is ordering models, and he's building models now, Gundam models and shit like that. It's just something that he can do because, he doesn't have to leave the house, and it's just a small little thing you can do. There's so many things you could get into.
Yeah, you just have to get into hobbies. People don't have hobbies anymore. Hobbies just for hobby's sake, not hobbies to sell or hobbies for a business.
And that's
something. You have to sell everything.
And I'm super guilty of that too. I feel
of ways to monetize everything, right? I do that too.
I do have that strong, I have to make money from this somehow to get happiness from it, but I'm trying my hardest to go back into, let me just enjoy this hobby for enjoying it.
Having happiness. I think it's about you probably feel guilty for enjoying something without
that's exactly
working.
There's also
a lot of women do.
There's also a little bit of that bullshit that comes with the internet too of these videos. Yeah, well, there's these videos that I've been putting a lot of work into, right? And they take me literal hours. I mean, it is a long time to fucking do one video, and I'll do it, and I'm satisfied with it. And I've showed a couple of them to my friends before they're live or whatever, and they've enjoyed them. But even though I'm happy with it, I know that I still want some views from it. You need that a little bit of that gratification, which I wish I wish that wasn't a thing. I wish I could just be like, I'm done. Which I'm mentally I'm gonna be that way, but it's always gonna be in the back of my mind a little bit I still kind of want, because I put so much work into it. I want it to be seen, but that is a thing to try to get past, that everybody needs to get past. Really is. You can put work into something and just enjoy it for yourself. You made it, put it out there, and if it doesn't get seen, who fucking cares? You still did it. It's still there. You don't need the proof. Yeah. The proof is that it exists, not that people acknowledged it. That the proof is that it's literally a fucking thing.
Yeah.
So.
Ooh, I know another one. A puzzle.
Oh yeah,
puzzles are great.
Do a puzzle together. We did a puzzle together, and it didn't quite work out only because he's colorblind, and the puzzle we did was green and brown.
Fucking, my sister sends me a. Allie sent me.
Wait, was it a puzzle of the colorblind test?
It was this.
Polka dots.
It was Baby Yoda.
It was Baby Yoda and the Mandalorian, but all it was fucking green and brown. And I'm like, Allie, what the fuck? And the thing is, so here's the thing. It was green and brown, but it was also a terrible picture. It was dithered to all hell.
Oh, yeah,
so it kind of was like a fucking colorblind test, because it was so zoomed in.
Pixelated.
Yeah, it was zoomed in and had the artifact all over it.
It took forever.
So it took us so fucking long, because I'm like, this is all what, Allie, why would you send me this? I've never even seen The Mandalorian. Let alone
what? The Mandalorian.
We haven't watched it yet. I know.
All right, that's another thing. So go watch The Mandalorian together.
Yeah.
Do that.
We have been watching a lot of fucking horror movies during the lockdown. I think I've watched more fucking movies this year than I have my
Me
entire
too.
life.
Yeah.
Me too. Me too. Watch a lot of horror movies. Lots of ghost shows.
Yeah, we just finished up a show with Nick Frost
and Simon Pegg.
Yeah, they have a new show out that's on
Truth
Amazon.
Seekers.
Yeah, called Truth Seekers, and it's British and it's cute. It's a fun little show. It's like got like spooky elements, but really it's also a comedy because fucking Nick Frost and
Nick
fucking
Frost.
Simon Pegg.
It's literally Shaun of the Dead. Like,
I mean, it's literally like it's
comedic core.
yeah,
it's comedic core.
Those two, everything they do is fucking comedic core. So like it's all good, but it's an enjoyable little show.
Yeah, it was cute.
Yeah,
There's so much.
There's so much.
There's literally so
You just
much.
have to think a little. I mean, hell, I used to brew kombucha. That's weird.
That is kind of weird.
That's a little weird. Yeah,
That is a little weird.
It's weird. Yeah, I'm a weird cat.
it's weird that you said cat. That's something my dad says. That's like a very 70s thing. Like, look at these cool cats over here, Like, oh man.
But I'm a weird,
Like
I'm a weird cat.
My dad
Cat.
still uses like the term lit, but not how other people use it. He uses it how it used to be defined. Like, oh man, like that dude's really lit. Like.
Oh yeah.
That's how, like, before people were like, oh, this is so lit, man. Like, oh, it's so cool. Like, my dad's still like, oh man, you see that guy? He was lit because it's fucking drunk and stoned. Like, he's lit. Like,
That's another thing you could do with your partner. Get drunk and stoned.
yeah.
Yeah.
Have a shower beer.
So crossfade every day.
Discover and enjoy the shower beer together.
Yes, thank you.
Get yourself
the shower beer.
Get yourself
the shower
some-
truly.
It's got to be like, it can't be a dark
A
beer.
shower truly, ma'am,
yeah.
please.
Yeah.
It's got to be a nice. It's got to be a nice, crisp, lighter beer. You like, even if you like dark beers, that's
truly
fine.
doesn't taste like anything. It's perfect.
Get stuff like or a fucking Strongbow or
Bud
something.
Light.
Like.
Yes,
Yeah.
something like that.
And you enjoy the nice hot shower, but you're standing there holding your glass and fucking just get yourself a shower beer.
You get drunk so fast.
Because honestly, who the fuck's going to the bar right now? And if you are, fuck you.
No. Yeah, don't go to the bar. Don't do it. Because you're gonna see my face scowling.
Yeah, exactly. Don't. You're gonna see Sushi's face, and you're gonna see some drunk bees.
Yeah, you're gonna see drunk bees for sure.
I'm not gonna lie. Kind of want to see a drunk bee.
I know. Take a picture of
It's
these
pretty
bees'
funny.
butts. You said they were a different color. I want to see these bees' butts.
I want to see a bee butt.
Yeah. So next time.
Yeah, yeah. So I guess the part that holds like the nectar or whatever,
Yeah.
it would just turn fucking. It would look orange because of like color
Yeah.
theory. So it was like hot pink juice in their yellow butts. It was like orange. It's like they're drunk.
I want to see a little drunk butt, bee butt. Drunk butt, bee
very
butt.
drunk.
But
Poor bees.
that's
And it would just like waddle around.
That's what's
in
killing.
circles.
So that's what's killing the bees. Sushi and her frozen rosé.
Yeah.
Yes, it is not my fault.
Protect the bees. Save them from the rosé.
Listen, it's let them get drunk. Let them live, okay?
Live a little, yeah.
God.
They all that maybe that's the one way they can break away from the hive mind and they can think for themselves. They're stuck.
Yeah.
They're stuck fucking following
I had a
orders the
hard
whole
day,
life.
I gotta hit that frozen machine.
Yeah, hit that rosé. Had a hard day of making honey, pleasing the queen.
Drunk in the bar.
God.
So that was my relationships. That's why
He's a bitch.
I wanted to give us something a positive note to end on. Of let you guys know we are literally all in the same boat with this bullshit.
Yes.
We're all trying to think of some shit. So you're not alone. Enjoy new hobbies. Go out. Do fucking stupid shit. Not stupid shit, but stupid shit alone. But
Yeah. Just now is the time to just try hobbies. Try anything, Just go get a little color by numbers kit. Go to the craft store and like go to the kids craft section and make stuff.
yeah, get some
Doesn't have to be
clay. Get
expensive.
some whatever. Yeah. But I think that's
Draw
all.
anime waifus.
Yeah, but don't be creepy about it.
But if you are creepy about it, send them to me.
Send them contact at everyonesuckshere.com. Hit us up with your
I wanna see
with creepy
anime waifus.
waifus.
Oh my God, we should
your,
have
your bees. You're eating weird
Oh
shit.
my God, we need to have a craft competition.
There we go. Yeah.
Yes, show me your weird crafts. I want to see. I'm interested. I have a lot of weird hobbies, so send them. I want to see, and I will judge
Send
the
them to
best
us.
one.
Yeah.
You won't win anything, but
But you'll get
You get some kudos.
Yeah, you'll get some kudos.
you get some kudos and be like, that is sufficiently weird. Thank you for submitting.
Well, that being said, we will see you all next fucking Monday.
Yeah.
Next Monday.
So thank you all so much for listening, and goodbye.
Goodbye.